Good morning. Well, I would say we're starting off the week with a wait and see attitude here. Not much happening. As you can see here, the S&Ps are up just under $2, trading at the top of Friday's range there. A small candle beginning to form. You can see on the 30-minute chart here, just a little sideways action. So we've got our initial levels of support and resistance as to which way this might go. We had this big down day last week on the Trump news, and these type of bars, they're so powerful, yet they are the weakest link because they just come with such momentum that they leave very little areas of resistance. And same thing if you have a big up bar or a big up move like occurred here, there's just no support under here. So if we were, looking inside of this bar, which is like what we're seeing right here, you can see there's a little stall and it just drops again. So there's very little resistance. So once it begins to turn, there's little to stop it. Now there's this little area right here and prices have stopped. So little resistance there. You don't need the fib levels, no need for trend lines, and you just look to the left and see where there's some congestion. That's your reference point. And we'll see which way this goes. The weekly chart is in an uptrend, but we got a wild, whippy week last week, and typically that's followed by, a decrease in volatility, and we'll see how things tighten up. Or, if they can get going one way or the other. We may be in a bit of a choppy range here this week until, traders figure it out one way or the other. NASDAQ, this is, same thing, nothing going on here, but they've stalled. Nothing to the left there, but they've stalled nonetheless, I guess, as the S&Ps are or have. And, there's no direction as of yet. We'll see which way it goes. The Dow, same thing, no difference there. Pretty much looking at similar charts across the board here in the equities. Oil continues to do well, and that should help the oil stocks. We're looking to put on a position in the XLE energy sector today. You can get that video. Dan and I explain that. So there's a lot of detail about the patterns and the position we're looking to take on. And so that's up a little bit with oil, bottoming pattern. And bonds here, just kind of a wait and see as well. You see just moving sideways here. Now we've got a lot of defense stocks, based on the president's trip and it's the deals that he's made there. Where are we? Here we got Boeing. That's having a nice move up. LNT, it's coming off of that move up there. RTN, coming off as well. So we'll keep an eye on these and see how they shape up. We're going to keep an eye on financials, which have been weak. And you'll want to as well, because you can see this support area here. If they a lot of them look similar. If they start breaking down below that, that's going to have a negative effect on the market. See Goldman, or one of the weaker, coming down to its 200 MA. If it breaks through that, it'll get some news on it, of course. And so what else might be moving here pre-market? Bob is moving a bit, but it's already had a heck of a run. Maybe it can keep going here. If that's of interest. Snap is getting some activity, but not really moving much. It'll be interesting to see if this can negate that big gap down, and that would be a huge positive sign for this stock if it was able to do that. But we'll see if that happens, or whether it breaks to the downside again. If it does, and call it, kind of refer to a short bait, it'll probably be easy going, shorting it to the downside there. Well, that's it for this morning. Amazon's up a bit, but, not a big deal. You can see when you see or hear of stocks that are up, or you hear, commentator on CNBC, oh, the market's up, whatever it might be, or down. Look at the chart and see, is it breaking through any support or any resistance, or is it trading inside of a range, which just means it's neutral, even though it's up a bit. So until they clear some reference point, it doesn't mean much that it's either up or down. The same thing with gapping stocks. So when we look at stocks that are gapping up or down, we look at certain things like what if it was gapping up, for example, was the prior day a down day, which makes it more significant. If it's gapping up, is it clearing some resistance? Was that resistance a base, which would provide more support to the its ability to go up, or was it gapping down from the bottom of a base to the top of the base, or was it gapping from a pivot low all the way back up a pivot high? So there are a lot of different criteria to take a look at with gapping stocks. As it relates to this morning, whichever up or down, is it trading within a range, or is it breaking through support or resistance? Hope that helps. Talk soon.